Hello, my dear students. On when metals comes in contact with non-metals, what type of electronic transaction take place and what type of compound is formed. Under that, we studied metals are electron donors, non-metals are electron acceptors. In doing so, transfer of electron takes place from metals to the non-metals and ionic compounds are formed, and the bond formed between metal and the non-metal is ionic bond. We also studied some important properties of ionic compounds. In that, the most important property was ionic compounds conduct electricity in the liquid state or in the molten condition or in solution. Otherwise, in the powder state or in the solid state, it is a poor conductor because ions are not free to move. For the electricity, something has to be free to carry the charge. So when the ions are free, then they carry the current. This free movement we expect only in the liquid state. Therefore, ionic compounds are poor conductors of electricity in the solid state, whereas same ionic compounds in the molten state are the best conductors of electricity. So this was the point of discussion. Then we shifted our discussion to what? Metals. Metals which are which are uh, which are more in number in chemistry, okay, and non-metals are less in number, okay, right. Now, where are these metals? These metals are distributed in the nature. I told in the lithosphere, that is the rocky area, in the hydrosphere, in the water, or in the atmosphere, in air. So in different spheres, all these metals occur. How they occur? They occur in the combined state because metals are highly reactive. This we have already discussed under the chapter reactivity of metals. Okay, so because metals are reactive, so they occur in the combined state, not in the native state or free state. Only few metals such as gold, silver, and platinum, which are chemically least reactive, they occur in the free state or native state in the earth crust with a minor process with a small impurity. If you remove, directly we get to the gold or the platinum. Otherwise, most of the metals, because of their high reactivity, they never occur in the free state, they never occur in the native state, they occur only in the combined state. And this combined state of metals in the earth crust is known as what? Minerals. Okay, sodium occurs as mineral, iron occurs as mineral, aluminum occurs as mineral. Okay, and there is a separate branch, zeology, 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 where different types of minerals occurs in the lithosphere is studied, and the data is given in which area in the world which metal occurs in which area. Okay, and in the India which metals occurs more in percentage. That also everything is data nowadays available, and that too with the modern technologies known as remote sensing. Satellites are given the direct picture of the globe where different metals occur in what percentage, in what form on the globe. So everything is available. Only thing is how to get the metals from the earth crust is the question mark, or is the topic of discussion. So today we discuss about the same topic in brief. So once again, I welcome you. I welcome you all for the today's session on metals and their occurrence. First question is why we have to extract metals. From small needle to the bridge level, we require metals. Okay, whether it is for ornament purpose, whether it is for domestic purpose, we require metals. So because their utility, because their use, we use them in our day-to-day life. That's why we require metals. For this purpose, we have to extract. Extract means to take out. Okay, to take out from where? To take out from the earth crust. Therefore, because of their utility in our day-to-day life, we have to extract metals. This has come from the past. If you see the history of our how we have taken the evolution from the day one only, human beings are very curious to know how to extract the metals. But today we have the very highly sophisticated methods. So we study in the higher class. Now timing, we'll understand why to extract metals. Okay, right. Most metals are found in the earth crust in the combined with other elements in the rocks known as ores. For example, iron is found combined with oxygen in ores called hematite or magnetite. Okay, These two are what? These two are ores of iron. Now I'll clarify afterwards what difference is there between the ore and the mineral. Just now I said metals occur in the earth crust in the form of what? Combined state, and they are known as what? Minerals. Now one more new word is ore. So difference is there between the ore and the mineral. We'll discuss just a few minutes after the few minutes of this discussion. Okay. Metals need to be extracted from ores before they can be turned into useful products such as cars or cutlery. Cutlery means what? For the kitchen we need every day, in the kitchen, day-to-day life. The extraction of metals and minerals is the fifth largest industry in the world. See how important it is, taking out metals. South Africa mining industry alone employs 8 lakh people. That means in South Africa many variety of minerals are available. Especially it is known for the diamonds. Okay, and that you have seen in the one English movie. Okay, so it is known for the diamond Kimberley. Okay, that diamond rocks. So from there, how it is extracted, that full industry is there. You study in the higher class. That means what is the topic of discussion today? Metals are very useful, therefore we have to extract, and the metallic industry is very important industry in the chemistry. Therefore, how is chemistry important to this industry is very much. Okay, right. Now please see, most metals are found in compounds in the earth crust. A rock containing enough of the metal for extraction to the profitable is called an ore. Okay, see, this is the iron ore, right? This is the copper ore, malachite. This is hematite. Titanium ore, rutile. Aluminum ore, bauxite. Lead ore, galena. And their formula also given, galena, PbS. Bauxite, Al2O3. Rutile, TiO2. Malachite, CuCO3. Hematite, Fe2O3. So all these are chemical formulae for different ores. And in Karnataka, we have out of the 5 sufficient hematite ore. Okay. So our Chikmagalur district, Kudremukha, okay, is known for the iron ore, hematite. Even in Sandur also, okay, near Hospet, we find rich amounts of iron ore. And Kolar is known for the gold, not for the iron. So in the Kolar, in Karnataka, we find large deposits of the gold ore in such a way that deposits are very famous not in India, in the Asia. Okay, in Asia, the best percentage, highest percentage of gold is available in Kolar. That is in Karnataka. You should feel proud. Okay, so Kolar field, Kolar gold field, KGF. And that there was a famous movie how people are what exploited in taking the gold from the earth crust. That all you have seen, and how the hero fights for the justice. Okay, so Kolar is known for the gold. Hatti in Raichur is known for the gold. Chikmagalur, Kudremukha, and Hospet, Sandur are known for the iron in Karnataka. Other ores are there, they are in less amount. Okay, so these two in large amount, larger percentage. Now, what is mineral? A mineral is a substance which is naturally occurring. It is not, that means meaning not, it is not made by man. It is a naturally it occurs. Okay. Second point is what? Mineral is inorganic. Means what? Not made from dead plants and animals. Okay. So from the dead plants and animals, whatever is made is called what? Fossils. Okay. So from the fossils, we get petrol. From the fossils, we get coal. So petrol and the coal, they are not called as minerals. They are called as fuels from the fossils, known as the fossil fuels. Okay. Now, mineral is a solid. It does not occur in the liquid form or gas form. Not 99.99. It is solid only. And it has got a crystal structure, different structure. Okay. Particles present in the ore, that is mineral, they go for a different structure in 3D, three-dimensional. That is called what? Crystal structure. And mineral is having definite chemical composition. Just now I told you, hematite ore, Fe2O3, 2:3 between iron and the oxygen. Okay, so these are the 5 important characteristic properties of mineral. Now I think you are very much clear between what is an ore and what is a mineral. So mineral is what? Mineral is, it is a combined form of metal. Okay, but what is ore? Ore is a mineral from which we extract the metal. We extract the metal not from the mineral. We extract the metal from ore. Why? Because ore contains large percentage of metal. For example, one example, Bijapur soil in Karnataka, okay, it contains iron, and Kudramuka soil also contains iron. Okay, both are called as minerals. Bijapur soil is also a mineral for iron, and Kudremukha soil is also called as a mineral. But out of the two minerals, which is the best mineral for iron? It is the Kudremukha. Okay, so if you take the sample of Kudremukha soil and if you analyze in the laboratory, you will come to know that percentage of iron in the Kudremukha soil is more than the percentage of iron in the Bijapur soil. So Bijapur soil becomes the mineral, but not ore. Whereas Kudremukha soil is a mineral as well as ore. Then now you clear what is ore? Ore is what? Ore is a mineral where the percentage of metal is more. Okay, right. Now please see, here is given clear cut difference between the mineral and the ore. So mineral, these are naturally occurring chemical substances obtained from earth crust by mining. Ores are those minerals. Ore is a mineral. Okay. Ores are those minerals from which metals can be extracted profitably and conveniently. We should go for such a method should be profitable because we invest lakhs of money in industry. So we should get a profit out of that. One point. Second point is what? Conveniently, we should go for the easy method. Let us not go for the tough method where we face a problem. So first is what? We see the economic factor of the industry. We see the easy method of the industry. Then if you adopt these two, our process is very easy and it is profitable. Okay, that's why he says ores are those minerals from which metals can be extracted profitably and conveniently, and the process is called as what? Extraction of metals, and this branch is called as what? Metallurgy in the chemistry. Okay, now here is a very important difference. All minerals are not ores, but all ores are minerals. Clear? Once again, all minerals are not ores. Only those minerals where percentage of metal is more, that mineral becomes the ore. Okay, that's why he says all minerals are ore, not ores. But once you find out in which mineral the percentage of metal is more, that becomes the ore. That means ore can be a mineral, but all minerals are not ores. Clear? Right. Now you see, one example is given. Bauxite occurs. It is aluminum ore. Okay, a metal ore is a rock from which a useful metal is obtained. It is like a rock only, it occurs in the nature. The process of getting metals from ore is called extraction of metals or the metallurgy. Okay, so that means today what we discussed how metals occur in the nature, whether in the form of mineral or the ore, and which one is useful for the industry. It is the ore, and where it occurs in which area I told. Then what is the method is called. So with this we will wind up today, and in tomorrow we go to the other part of metallurgy. Till then, have a nice time and thank you and all.